Let's discuss the new chapter, that is body movements. How your body moves. In this chapter, we will study about the different type of movements in our body and what is responsible for the body movements. Sit absolutely still. You will observe that the movements taking place in your body. You must be blinking your eyes. You must be moving your hands. There are so many movements that happens in our body. When you are writing in your notebook, which are part of the body are you moving? Your hand. When you turn and look at your friend, which part of your body is moving? It's your neck only. Different parts of your body move while you remain at the same place. अगर आप एक ही जगह पे बैठे हो फिर भी आपके बहुत सारे बॉडी पार्ट्स क्या करते रहते हैं, मूव करते रहते हैं. While you remain at the same place, in these examples, you also move from one place to another. You get up and go to your teacher or to the school compound or go home after school. You walk, run, skip, jump and move from place to place. आपकी बॉडी के ये वाले मूवमेंट्स होते हैं कि यू कैन वॉक, यू कैन रन, यू कैन स्किप, यू कैन जंप और यू कैन मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस. आप एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जा सकते हो, आप जंप कर सकते हो, आप बेंड कर सकते हो, आप भाग सकते हो, आप रन कर सकते हो. ठीक है, तो क्या होता है कि इन दिस चैप्टर वी विल स्टडी हाउ एनिमल्स मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू another place and how the human body do the movement in your body, how it is going to be moved. Here is the table 8.1 in which you have to tell cow uses its leg and how it moves, it walks. Human also uses their legs and they will walk. Snake use its whole body, that is slither. Bird fly and use its wings. Insect, their forelimbs, or you can say that they can creep, crawl, and fly. Fish, using its fins, it will swim from one place to another place. First, we will discuss about human body and its movement. Let us look closely at some of your own movements before looking at all the variety of movements in animals. Do you enjoy doing physical exercise at your school? How do you move your hands and legs while doing different exercises? Then, let us try some of the movements that your body is capable of. I have told you about the bowling process when you are playing a cricket. Bowl an imaginary ball at an to a player. Bowl an imaginary ball and did you rotate it your shoulder? Bowl an imaginary ball at an imaginary wicket. How did you move your arm? Did you rotate it at shoulder in a circular movement? Yes, your shoulder is also moving. Lie down and rotate your leg at the hip. Bend your arm at the elbow and leg at the knee. Stretch your arm sideways. Bend your arm to touch your shoulder with your fingers. Which part of your arm did you bend? Straighten your arm. Try to bend it downwards. Are you able to do it? Yes, you can do these movements in your body because your body is having some joints present in your body from which you can move your body parts. There are given some body parts and the blanks. You have to tell neck rotates completely or it rotates partly. Is it bends or lifts or does not movement move at all? You have to do these table in your book after completing the various movements in this chapter. Yes, how did you notice that you are able to bend or rotate our body in places where two parts of your body seem to be joined together? आपने देखा होगा कि आप अपनी बॉडी के बहुत सारे प्लेसेस को क्या कर सकते हो, बेंड कर सकते हो या मूव कर सकते हो। क्यों कर सकते हो? क्योंकि वहां पे लगता है कि दो पार्ट्स जो है वो आपस में ज्वाइन हो रहे हैं, एंड दीज प्लेसेस आर कॉल्ड जॉइंट्स। कैन यू नेम मोर सच जॉइंट्स? क्या आप जॉइंट्स के कोई नाम बता सकते हो? If our body has no joints, can you think it is possible to move, having movements in our body? No. If no joints are present in our body, we will not able to move our body. Where two or more bones meet together, that part is known as the joints. What exactly is joined together at this joint? Press your fingers against the top of your head, face, neck, nose, ear, back of the shoulder. Do you get feel something hard? Yes. आप अपने फेस पे हाथ लगा के देखो, कहीं कहीं पे आपको हार्ड फील होगा, नोज पे देखो, ईयर पे देखो, हेड पे देखो, देयर इज समथिंग हार्ड प्रेजेंट, एंड दैट हार्ड थिंग इज बोन्स, एंड बोन्स कैन नॉट बी बेंड। बोन्स कभी भी आपकी बेंड नहीं हो सकती, और जो बेंड होते हैं ना, दे आर जॉइंट्स। वहां पे दो बोन्स आपस में जुड़ रही होती है, इसीलिए वो क्या करते हैं, आपके ज्वाइन करते हैं, इसीलिए वहां पे ज्वाइंट होता है, और दे विल अलाउ द मूवमेंट। There are different types of joint in our body to help us carry out different movements and activities. Let us learn about some of them. हमारी बॉडी में बहुत तरह के जॉइंट्स प्रेजेंट हैं जो हमें डिफरेंट तरह के मूवमेंट करने में हेल्प करते हैं, एक्टिविटीज करने में हेल्प करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले आता है बॉल एंड सॉकेट जॉइंट। What actually the ball and socket joint means? Ball and socket joint means of the rounded end of one bone fits into the cavity of another bone, and such a joint allows movement in all the direction. It is shown in figure 8.2 that you have taken a ball and you have created a hollow space, and you make a paper cylinder, and that paper cylinder is fitted into that cavity. This will make a ball and socket joint, and that ball and socket joint in our body is present in the shoulder, and you can move your shoulder in all the direction due to this ball and socket joint. That's why, and this ball and socket joint is also present in your thigh bone and ball and socket joint, and this is hip bone. यहाँ पे भी आपका कौन सा joint present है? It is ball and socket joint. So what is the characteristic of ball and socket joint? It allow movement in all the direction. Example is when you are bowling the ball to an imaginary wicket, you will rotate your arm with the help of this ball and socket joint. The next joint is pivotal joint. The joint where our neck joins the head is a pivotal joint. It allows us to bend our head forward and backward and turn the head to our right or left. Try these movements. How are these movements differ from those of arm? Because they will not, the neck will not turn fully. It will rotate partly. The neck will rotate partly because it will not rotate the full circle. It can move, you can move your head up and down and right and left. These type of joints are known as pivotal joint. They are present in the neck shown in figure 8.4, and they will allow the movement in half direction and not in the full like semicircle. The next joint is hinge joint. You have if you have you can observe your window and your doors. When you close and open them, there are hinges present at your doors. They allow the door to move back and forth allow movement only in one direction. Let us look at the kind of movement allowed by a hinge. Make a cylinder with cardboard or a thick chart paper as shown in figure 8.5, and the hollow half cylinder with the rolled up of cylinder sitting inside it. Then you can see that this joint will allow the movement only in the one direction. Hinge joint is present in our elbow and it will allow the movement only in one direction. Hinge joints are present in the elbow and the knee. एल्बो में भी प्रेजेंट होता है आपका और नी में भी प्रेजेंट होता है हिंज जॉइंट. एंड व्हाट इज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ हिंज जॉइंट? They will allow the movement only in the one direction. There are some hinges present in our body that are present in elbow and in the knee, which allow movement only in one direction. Next is fixed joints. Some joints between bones in our head are different from those we have discussed so far. The bones cannot move at these joints. Such joints are called fixed joints. Fixed joints कौन से joints होते हैं जिसमें हमारी bones जो है वो move नहीं कर सकती. When you open your mouth wide, you can move your lower jaw away from your head. जब आप अपने मुंह को खोलते हो तो आप सिर्फ अपने नीचे वाले जॉ को क्या कर सकते हो, हिला डुला सकते हो एज कंपेयर टू योर स्कल एंड अपर जॉ, बिकॉज योर स्कल एंड अपर जॉ, their bones are fixed together, they did not move at all. That's why these joints which are present like this, upper jaw and your head, your skull, it is the example of a fixed joint. There is a joint between the upper jaw and the rest of the head, which is a fixed joint, which does not allow any movement because only our lower jaw is moving apart from these two. Upper jaw and the skull, they are joined together and they are fixed together. The human skeleton is composed of around 305 bones at our birth, but the number of bones in the skeleton changes with age. It decreases to 206 bones by adulthood, and your skeleton contains 206 bones. But what actually the skeleton is? The framework of bones. These bones, they are joined together, like legs are in the downward direction below the pelvic bones. The rib cage is in the upper direction below your neck. Hands. The framework of bones is known as skeleton. उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Skeleton. This framework which is made up of the different types of bones, and these bones, we will discuss about them one by one, which type of bones are comprises of a human skeleton. Actually, what happened if sometimes you will have an accident, or you are having some accident and then you will go to the doctor. If your bone is fractured, then x-ray is done by the x-ray machine. X-ray, actually what does it shows? X-ray shows the image of the bones present in our body, and by x-rays, like scientists and doctors find out that the structure of our bone is known as skeleton, and it seems to be like given in the figure कि ऐसा दिखता है. एक्सरे से आपको पता चला, और आपको ये भी पता चला कि कहाँ कहाँ पे आपके जॉइंट्स प्रेजेंट है. एंकल में प्रेजेंट है, नी में प्रेजेंट है, एल्बो में प्रेजेंट है, शोल्डर में भी है, नेक में भी है. So you can observe your finger, you can bend your fingers. You will observe that you can't bend your fingers from at every part of your body. You can bend your fingers at 2 points only. 2 points पे आप क्या कर सकते हो? सिर्फ अपने fingers को bend कर सकते हो, because वहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या present है? Joints. Or you can see that your wrist is flexible. You can move your wrist. Wrist means जहाँ पे आप watch बांधते हैं, कलाई. It is made up of several small bones called carpels. जो आपके wrist पे जो आपकी bones होती हैं उन bones का अलग से एक नाम है, that is carpels. What will happen if it has only one bone? अगर सिर्फ एक ही बोन होती तो हम अपने हाथ को भी हिला डुला नहीं सकते थे. Or before discussing the rib cage, or you can take a deep breath and hold your breath. You can see that you can feel your chest bones. There is a cage like structure on your chest which protect your lungs and heart, and the rib cage is attached with the backbone. The cage-like structure, along with your backbone, there is a box formed. This is known as rib cage. They join the chest bone and the backbone together. There are 12 ribs on each side of chest. Some important internal parts of our body lie protected inside this cage. Ask some friends to touch their toes without bending their knees. Starting from the neck, you move your fingers downward, and what you feel is the backbone. Like your backbone is seems to be like this, which is given in the figure 8.11. 8.11 figure mein it is shown that this is your backbone, and your backbone is made up of different vertebrae. These are some small joints, and these are known as vertebrae. Due to these vertebrae, you can bend fully due to these vertebrae. And the another name of backbone is vertebral column. And backbone is, I think it is the main bone of our body. After that backbone, there are 33 vertebrae present in our backbone, and the rib cage is joined to this backbone. There are another bones which are present in the shoulder. They are known as shoulder bones, shown in figure 8.12, and they are having ball and socket joint. Observe carefully the figure 8.13. These structure is made up of pelvic bones, and pelvic bones, they enclose the portion of your body below the stomach, and this is the part on which you can sit upon. ये वो वाला पार्ट होता है जिसकी मदद से आप बैठ सकते हो. This structure is known as pelvic bones, and the skull is made up of bones. Skull is also made up of many bones joined together. It encloses and it protects our main part of the body, that is brain. Brain को हमारा कौन protect करता है? Skull. The hard structure outside our head is having the skull bones. Yes, there are some additional parts in the skeleton apart from bones are cartilage. You can feel your ear. The upper part is not hard as bone, but it can be bent as compared to the ear lobe. And this is known as cartilage, a soft elastic tissue which can be bent is known as cartilage. And contraction and expansion of muscles, the muscles of your arms, they will work together in pairs. वो pairs में काम करती है. आपको अगर आप अपनी मसल्स को एक like below upper arm or lower arm, अगर आप lower arm को you will lift up, you will see that the swollen part on the upper arm means जैसे आपको अपनी मसल्स दिखानी होती है तो आप क्या करते हो, अपनी नीचे वाली आर्म को ऊपर की तरफ पुल करते हो और आप देखते हो कि वहां पे जो आपकी अपर आर्म होती है वो थोड़ी सी फूल जाती है, जिसे हम बोलते हैं कि मसल्स, वी आर शोइंग अवर मसल्स. ठीक है, वो होते हैं बाइसेप्स एंड ट्राइसेप्स. जब एक मसल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करती है तो दूसरी एक्सपैंड करती है. व्हेन कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड द मसल बिकम्स शॉर्टर, स्टिफर एंड थिकर. छोटी हो जाती है, हार्ड हो जाती है और थोड़ी मोटी भी हो जाती है. इट पुल्स द बोन. Or all muscles and bones, always muscles and bones both are required for the movement. Muscles works in pair. When one of them contracts, the bone is pulled in that direction and other pair is relaxes. To move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscle contracts to pull the bone towards its original position, while the first relaxes. This is all about the movement of the human body.